everybody, it's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Ahead, we'll see the former MVP, Cam Newton, and the Carolina Panthers as they match up with Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans. With that, let's head over to the space city of Houston. Standing by at NRG Stadium, here are Brandon Godden and Charles.
3-0 versus 0-3. Will current form hold? We'll find out as we're off in Week 4. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Newton on first down. That'll be caught by his tight end, Ian Thomas. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 13 yards on the game's opening play.
Ian Thomas got pressed into action early his rookie season as all-pro tight end Greg Olsen went down with an injury. Ended up with 36 catches, and they definitely see him as the future once Olsen decides to hang it up and maybe become a broadcaster.
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going. And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory, right at the 40. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Let's go.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. To throw again, Newton. That is caught at the 7. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Curtis Samuel, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Panthers take it right down and score on the opening drive. Extra point try good by Gano. Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 22. Play action for Miller. Now Watson. That is incomplete. They were searching for the tight end, Darren Fells. And it's 2nd down. Charles, already trailing by a touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down. From the gun, here's Watson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
A good pickup there, 21 yards.
What a catch, and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Those gloves, they do have a little grip to them,
They
don't
get that
they?
little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committee, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. Here's Artis Payne, and he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Back to throw, Newton. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
As you watch that one unfold, didn't you think to yourself, just knock it down because of where he was?
Great catch, but losing yardage.
Hard to change what they are, isn't it? When they see the ball in the air, they're programmed to go get it.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. They're on the march, but facing a 3rd down here. Out of the gun, Newton. The quick slant caught. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets tipped in the air. Because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
Throwing is Newton. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Curtis Samuel, the one he was looking for. But it'll be 2nd and goal.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Curtis Samuel, the intended target, but now it's 3rd and goal.
All right, Captain. It's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just... Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Whitney Merciless barreling in for the sack.
3rd and goal, they decided to throw for it, but how about the play defensively? Couldn't find anyone open. Left him nowhere to go with the football. Had to absorb the sack.
A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? That just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that part. I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
A reminder coming up tonight, a tough ticket in New Orleans. The Cowboys in town to take on the Saints on Sunday Night Football. Then tomorrow night, Charles and I, we go to Pittsburgh. Bengals and Steelers, two teams, well, they don't like each other very much. That's well documented. That starts at 8:15 Eastern as we close out the month of September. A quick first down pickup. Good start after going 3 and out on their opening drive. Man open, that's Kiki QT complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Mario Addison in on the stop.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. Certainly not what they wanted there. No gain, and it's fourth down. They couldn't get anything going there out on the right side of the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
No one attempted or made more field goals in Fairbairn last year. He was 37 of 42.
And they were grateful for every one of those that put 3 points on the board. But I'll guarantee you, Bill O'Brien, the head coach, is thinking to himself, we need to use them a lot less in 2019. Let's make sure we score some more touchdowns.
Carolina getting set to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But we also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10. Artis Payne on the toss. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. A shotgun snap for Newton. keeps himself upright. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. And now out comes Houston. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you.
Touchdown, Houston. Darren Fells. An 80-yard touchdown. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. From the 50, Newton. Smith catches left side. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 11 yards for number 11. First down now, but that clock rolling. Here's Newton. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 15. You can try and underthrow it and go back shoulder, but your timing has to be impeccable. And here, I think it's much more of a duck than a designed back shoulder throw. Well, they're just going to run it here up the middle. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. An excellent pickup at 34 yards. The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Now Watson. Fells has it, left side. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Let's go.
To throw is Watson. He's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not? And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone. Will Fuller was the intended target. 3rd down here. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. He's going to float this over the middle deep. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes a Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Watson. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. The Texans on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This time it's 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, Watson. On the right side, this is Miller. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a 1st down.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That's good for a Texan 1st down, a 12-yard pickup.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Stop made there by Gerald McCoy.
Gerald McCoy is always going to be linked with Ndamukong Suh. They came into the NFL in the same draft class. There was a lot of debate about who was going to be the better defensive tackle. They just do it 2 different ways. McCoy, more movement, more elusiveness. That allowed him to make the play there for a short gain. We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Off play action, Newton. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. J.J. Watt, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Well, it was 2nd long, now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long. From the gun, here's Newton. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. And now out comes Houston. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll be 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
We got this.
Carolina getting set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now with a game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Back now in Houston, knotted up here at 10. That's our score as we begin quarter number 4. The Panthers on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Now Newton. And caught left side, Olsen. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
I got kicked out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down. I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
From the 44, Newton. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Give them 14 on that one and a first down.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
The 20. And this one complete to Smith. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal.
And this is going to be intercepted. It's J.J. Watt, and the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. Well, they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range, but boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board, but give credit to the guys on the defensive side. Hung in there, battled, and made a key play.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 25 yards that time. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? And some room to run now. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards.
Here we go.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now it's Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Brian Burns in there to drop him, and that will go. Congratulations, young man. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 3rd down, Miller. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down. have to kick this field goal, don't you?
No question about it. Look at the clock. Look at the situation. Kick the field goal.
Fairbairn able to put this one through. But hold everything here. They might have hit the kicker. And if they did, that'll be a first down. Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
Fairbairn now, following the made field goal, he'll send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. So now Newton and the Panthers down 13-10, a minute 16 remaining. Their perfect start to the season in jeopardy unless they can score here as they got it 1st and 10. Now left side on the swing pass. Now whistles here, and it looks like we've got a Panther that's having some difficulty down there getting up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. 2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. And a diving grab. I think he got that. Yes. That one good for 26 and a first down. First down now, but the clock continues to move. They'll run it with Artis Payne. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Double tight, guys, double tight. Out. 3 down. Out.
Newton. He finds his man, the tight end Olsen. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. The Panthers on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. 4th down now, and defensively, Charles, you know, they're just asking this crew for one more stop.
And you know that they're feeling the momentum right now, but they have to be very careful not to get over-exuberant, overexcited, and blow an assignment and give up the big first down.
Back to throw. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Texans are going to win the football game. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, I've seen, you know.
So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Houston, it took a few weeks, but they finally get their first win of the season here in Week 4. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, the defeat is their first of the year as they drop to 3-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next. This player's development trait is hidden. Put this player in your... You have a big decision here to make about one of your players. Your player is now ready to play, but is not 100%. There is a high chance of re-injury if you play him.
Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see Nick Foles and the Jacksonville Jaguars as they match up with former MVP Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Strap in. This will be a good one. Two one-loss teams getting together as they're underway on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Easy. 59, 59. Man, we got to get this stop here, D.
Now Foles off the play fake to Fournette. Throw left side to his tight end, Swain.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to swing the tight end free downfield for the completion.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And that will get a timeout. Looks like we've got a Jaguar and some discomfort down there on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. The pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at about the 32. Now the Auburn alum, Artis Payne. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Now Newton. It's hauled in by Torrey Smith. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance. 3rd and 1, who you going to call? Not the scat back. You go with the big man, hand him the ball, and let him get upfield and pick up a 1st down.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
They kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Newton. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
Oh, man, partner, this is something cornerbacks love to do, and that's outthink a quarterback. If you get a sense that they're going to throw a quick out route or a quick hitch, you can just lay back an extra yard or 2, but then really put your foot in the turf and drive on the football. And here I think he baited the quarterback into the throw and made it pay off.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there. Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Foles on the handoff, going to give it to Blue. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety?
And this is going to be intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Newton now to throw. Catch here, left side, Thomas. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 16 yards, a 1st down.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Now Artis Payne. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards.
Gotta love the catch. I think you gotta love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great. And they're fun. They become a little more ho-hum, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. And I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch thing, but I think the gloves have to be helping in a big way.
The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Give him 5 on the screen play, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Yeah, boy, a good surge defensively. It'll depend on the mark, but I'm not sure he got there.
They tried their best to pick up that 3rd and 1, but their surge wasn't enough to counteract what came back at them from the defensive side, was it?
Offensive line, especially in the middle, looked like they were on skates a little bit when that one started.
So now we bring up 4th and inches. This will be a critical call.
And he's going to have a 1st down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that, but by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. After the run, Newton going to throw. And he's got his man. It's Samuel. Touchdown, Carolina. Curtis Samuel, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And his guys are able to strike for 6. Good bounce-back drive right there through the pick on drive number 1. Drive number 2 leads them right down the field into the end zone.
Agreed totally. Excellent bounce-back, tremendous poise, confidence never lost, and obviously he transmitted that to his teammates as well. What a really nice drive.
This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. A reminder about Sunday Night Football later tonight. It's a rematch from the divisional round last year. Colts and Chiefs from Arrowhead. Then tomorrow on Monday night, the Browns and 49ers from Levi's Stadium, where the Browns already playing their 3rd primetime game in the season's first 5 weeks. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least...
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And he'll take this back down inside the 20. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free. Anything you can do to slow them down.
It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Let's get it. Ready?
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and the lead moves to 10-zip. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Nick Foles gearing up again here to go on offense.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there. Getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Throwing again on second down. Foles. That's into the hands of Westbrook over the middle. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 22 yards there, a first down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Jeff Swain, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Keelan Cole as the first half is winding down. And the Jaguars have cut it back within a score. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played. The clock showing just 16 seconds till the half as they line up 1st and 10. Back to throw, Newton. He's going to loft one deep over the middle and nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's second down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw again, Newton. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. So we've hit halftime. Just due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Newton able to use those legs and get past the marker to pick up the first.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. The first down screen pass, good for 5. Now whistles here, and it looks like we've got a Panther that's having some difficulty down there getting up. We'll check on his status when we get back. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Now it's Newton. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. So in Jacksonville territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Now throwing on 1st down and completing it. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a 1st down again. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And this is caught at the end. 19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Only a yard on the completion. It's 2nd and goal.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hand.
And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. That's Yannick Ngakoue with a sack.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
Here's Newton. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. Torrey Smith, his first touchdown on the year. And the Panthers add on to their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
This fielded at the 2. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Foles. He's got it over the middle to Jeff Swain. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Now Foles. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Getting set to go again here, Cam Newton marches back onto the field. He has been consistent, hasn't he? He played well in the first quarter, good second quarter, and now continuing that here in the third.
And that's the word that they're always seeking from the guy taking the snaps, is consistency. Taking care of the ball, making sure it gets to the right people, no errors, right? Not turning it over, and just doing all the right things. That's leadership, and it inspires confidence in a team.
Yeah, been a good leadership and a good distributor. Looking to throw again on second down. Newton, and he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
There was the pressure you were talking about, forcing incompletion.
And it doesn't always have to end in a sack, does it? Sometimes you can make a good play by forcing the incompletion with the pressure.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. A.J. Bouye, the fine quarterback, there to make the play defensively.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And we're back now in Charlotte. It's Jaguar football, but a little work to do for them. They trail here as we start the 4th.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field.
Here's Foles. A throw left side, complete to his receiver, Westbrook. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Let's face it, you always want a team full of guys who can get you first downs and big plays of all styles, but you've got to have a big man. You just turn and hand it to, and he can be dependable in picking up first downs.
He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. A really nice gain of 25 yards. That tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide.
Oh, no, he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey. Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
They'll look to throw here. He's got the hook up to Lee. And they move this all the way down to the 9. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. If you're going to run against this unit, especially down here, just beware. I mean, they're the top rushing defense in the league.
Yeah.
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Ryan Hewitt, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars are back within a score.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand-new ball game. And now look at the situation. You've got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. The linebacker, Miles Jack, able to knock that one away. And sensing the momentum maybe changing here a little bit, Charles.
Yeah, this defense is going to get off the field quickly, and their offense got them a touchdown last time they had the ball, so they should get another shot.
Foles and the Jags down 17-14, a minute 50 to play. They've won 3 in a row, but they've got work to do if they want to get a 4th in a row as they come up on 1st down. Back to throw. Finds his tight end Oliver here outright. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and he takes it into the end zone. It's a fumble recovery and a touchdown for the Panthers. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room where they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
Gano the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
To throw again on 2nd down. Foles firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down. Now back to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down. Now the Jags are moving quickly in the hurry-up. Short play and the ball is knocked out, and it's picked up by the Panthers. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys?
And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. Again on the ground with Artis Payne. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. The Panthers on third down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 7. Now Newton. Got his target, Samuel. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. And this one going to wrap up with Cam Newton going down to a knee. Well, partner, even though my phone alarm failed me this morning and I missed our AM workout, we still made it through this thing together, didn't we?
Well, you always know I need extra workouts just to keep up with you, so it doesn't matter. But thanks for sharing a booth, and thanks for being our quarterback.
Yeah, you're the quarterback. Always a pleasure, my friend. So for Carolina, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against Jacksonville. You have a player healed from injury and ready to play.
I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. Ahead, we'll see the former MVP, Cam Newton, and the Carolina Panthers as they match up with Jameis Winston and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thank you. We are about 4,300 miles away from you there in Orlando as we come to you from the European home of the NFL, London, England. Coming up, another edition of the NFL International Series, and it should be a good one, between the Carolina Panthers and our home team. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, you take a look at this Buccaneer ball club. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Panthers, they've come in on a nice run of recent form, 4 wins out of 5.
And going back through the tape, I thought they looked pretty good last week. It was a solid win, a comprehensive win.
Fielded about a yard deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Andre Ellington, his first carry. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. The man wreaking havoc there, Gerald McCoy, the D tackle.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Here's Ellington. Now Ellington lost the football. It's out, and it's picked up by the Panthers. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Tackle made by Justin Evans.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he's got his man. It's Samuel. Touchdown, Carolina. Curtis Samuel, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Panthers are going to take a first-quarter lead. Well, you've got to like that start on both sides of the football. You force the 3 and out, and then you score on your first drive.
Well, I know someone who doesn't like that start.
Well, yeah, the other side.
Yeah, they don't like that at all, right? This is not the way it's supposed to be. But what you just described, that's team football, all right? When you get a 3 and out, you're supposed to take advantage of it on the offensive side of the ball. You said, thank you very much for getting us the rock. Let's put it in the end zone, and they did exactly that.
Let's go!
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
You always hear about empty possessions. but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise it's going to be a long day for you.
It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again.
And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. Off the edge, Mario Addison gets the sack.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Carolina getting set to take the field. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got him the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents. I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits. And
under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Devin White leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6.
Well, they had the right down and the definite distance to take a shot downfield, but it didn't work out the way that they had envisioned.
No, that's a situation where if you take a sack close to the line of scrimmage, it's not that bad, but a loss like that, you can't take a sack there.
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing you cannot do, they did.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Let's go!
Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a one-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur. Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure. Defensively, so I remember playing in these spots, and my coach was always saying, don't be afraid to try and create a safety, too. They're going to bring pressure.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. Now it's Barber, and he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense.
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey, his first touchdown on the year. And the Panthers add on to their lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. And for him, it's been involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they?
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
Chris Godwin, the former Penn Stater, should see an increase in action and production in 2019 with Adam Humphries and Deshaun Jackson gone from the team. 842 yards in 2018, second only to Mike Evans on the Buccaneers. Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The struggles continue here offensively. Still nothing for them on the scoreboard, and now an interception.
Yeah, the offense looks extremely sluggish, not really in sync at all. Dare I say, it looks like it got left behind in customs.
Oh, you've had that in your back pocket. You were waiting for that.
Probably should have left it in my back pocket, too.
Well played.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
From the 24, Newton over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. 16 yards, a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cut.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 36 yards on the play.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pumps from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Newton on first down. And it'll be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
As much football as we watch, we've seen this work many times. In the red zone, first down, take a shot at the end zone, and points result. In this case, though, give credit to the defense. They outguessed them, were prepared, and intercepted the pass.
Clock running, the Bucs trying to go quickly and get set. Throwing again on second down. Winston, and they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Now a first down throw for Newton. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. Great footwork, but still wrangled down before reaching the 20.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Newton now to throw. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down. And it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
There you have it. Halftime quickly over. Third quarter, here we go. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
And some space here. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Panthers are able to grow their lead. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
This will be taken in at the 1. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A gain there of 21 yards. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards. Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. And it's intercepted at the goal line. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at the 20. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. To throw is Newton. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. Now that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying it is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Vita Vea able to record his 5th sack of the season. Well, they went with the nickel. They throw in an extra defensive back. Coverage was very good.
Yeah, it was exactly as you would expect. A passing down, you bring in the nickel package. Just as you described, the coverage was excellent and allowed one of their linemen to end up getting to the quarterback.
We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side, because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 23 yards the pickup there. Jameis now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Jameis to throw it. Oh, he's thinking end zone for Evans. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. But it's going to be 2nd down. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do? You got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end. Take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Another example of just a dominant performance by this defense.
Yeah, you hear all the time about teams that try to steal signals from the other side and try and learn their signs and their tendencies. It's almost like they get the answers to the exam the night before and were well prepared for this final.
This will be caught inside the 10. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And they finally finally catch up to him and take him down. Jeez, where was he going? A huge loss there. Dontari Poe. He's the one who runs him down, and my goodness, that is just a disastrous loss for this offense. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Here's Winston. Throw right side, taken in by Godwin. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Let him know, let him know. Let him know, let him know.
Welcome back now here in London. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. This is 3rd and goal. Still looking for the first points of the game. To throw is Winston. And that is incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside.
And this is going to be intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Now following the interception, here's Newton. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That's good for 28 yards. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Snags it for the pick. So they get the takeaway, but that's just step 1. They still have a lot of work to do.
But they don't want to focus on that now. Now it's about getting the ball in the end zone and hoping they can take it away again.
Yeah, still a 3-score game, though, 4th quarter. A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
A 2nd down throw for Winston. And he comes back with one complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Throwing on 2nd down, Winston, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. O.J. Howard, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bucs are able to cut into that deficit. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give him credit for that. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. So tried to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
Yeah, got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you try and throw quick hitters, quick slants, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
And it looks like the Panthers hands team does its job. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. That'll get them some of what they needed, but they're still left here with a 3rd and 9 forthcoming. The Panthers on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after that. Rush coming, and he's taken down. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
And off the crossbar, no good. A sensational effort from that distance, but rejected by the bar. And this score will stay right where it is. So close to an NFL record, but denied by the crossbar.
And you have to feel bad for him, don't you? He squeezed every last inch out of that kick. Oh, I thought he had it, but you said it. He's denied by the cruel sound of the metal crossbar.
Another wayward pass. Things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
It's hauled in by Ellington. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. Winston. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down. A nice, safe throw and a good one.
And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucks. Mike Evans. His second touchdown on the season. And the Bucs are able to cut in now to that deficit.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. So 2 scores down, time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. So they come up on second down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. Draw play as Newton gives to McCaffrey. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. The Panthers on third down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And this one going to wrap up with Cam Newton going down to a knee.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. Well, as always, partner, an extreme pleasure to share a booth with you. I have to say, I am impressed at your discipline because you came here and you said you were not going to eat any of the media buffet. You made it to the end. You didn't consume a single calorie.
I appreciate that. What you missed is me going to the concession stand outside of your eyesight and getting it done that way. Look, I mean, they were serving the good stuff. I had to do it.
Oh, man, but you're svelte, in good shape, but you cheated a little bit. We'll let it slide.
I appreciate that. Always a pleasure to work with you.
So for the Panthers, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for Tampa Bay,
Hey, everybody, it's the coach, and this is
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the so-called Silicon Valley and Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Carolina Panthers and the San Francisco 49ers.
We play to win. Let's go. Here we go. 180. Check. 59. Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Watch it. Whip. Watch the whip.
And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys that we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Play fake there to Coleman. Now Garoppolo. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And out across midfield down to the 45. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Now Garoppolo. He's going to sling this deep down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 27 yards there, a first down. We often, with Cam Newton, talk a lot about his legs. Don't forget about that arm.
He can throw it on a rope. He can loft it. He's got the touch that's been developed throughout his career. But the big part about just watching him throw it, it seems almost effortless.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while. What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass. A first carry for Christian McCaffrey, who made his first Pro Bowl last year. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there. We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play. Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses. Completes it to Samuel. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Let's go.
Give him 18 on the play.
Really? Really? Did we just see that? That's a big catch. One-handed, I might add, to pick up a first down.
I was going to say, on third down for the defense, it's one thing to give up a reception. You just kind of shake your head on a one-handed catch to pick up the first. They'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave them with 2nd and a yard.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy, because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey. Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
They'll try the air now with Newton. And that is caught, but he will come down out of bounds says the side judge incomplete. He was looking to get that one to DJ Moore, and that takes us from second to third down.
I think you have to chalk that one up for the defense there. Someone right on the spot. Excellent coverage. Didn't leave him enough room to come down inbounds, even though...
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Torrey Smith scoring a touchdown against his former mates. And the Panthers are going to take a first-quarter lead. This crew, they were on a roll going into the bye week that they just had, Charles, so sort of picking up where they left off.
And you and I both know that when you come back off of an open week and you've been winning games, you should get a few extra days off in order to recharge and refuel. But coaches often hedge their bets, too. They'll bring them back and work them really hard that first practice back to make sure that they're back and grounded.
Whatever they did, formula looking good so far in this one. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, don't they?
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it, and he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw, Newton. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. The first down screen pass, good for 5. Final 30 seconds of this first quarter, and it's been a quarter dominated by the guys with the football. Now with toss, this is McCaffrey, and he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It goes as a loss of 6, and now 3rd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they're facing a very tough 3rd and 11. Here's Newton. That is caught at the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Ready? 180. Right there, 56. Defense wins championships, baby.
A shotgun snap for Newton. And this is going to be intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Not sure what you're thinking here, partner, but I believe the officials have done a nice job here getting together and then coming out and indicating that there was a receiver in the area.
Absolutely, and he was in the area. Correct call made, no grounding. On 2nd down, it's Coleman. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4. Now we've got whistles and a timeout here. Yeah, it looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field.
Here we go.
While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people.
Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. And a sack by one of the most consistent D linemen in the game, Gerald McCoy.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front, nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Now a man open down the middle of the field, and he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 23 yards the pickup there.
Here we go, here we go.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Step it up.
Looking to throw. Garoppolo over the middle, and he's got Goodwin complete. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Throwing now is Garoppolo. He'll let this go for the end, and it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Marquise Goodwin, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. A reminder, later tonight, Sunday Night Football will see a game in the NFL 100 Series, a rematch of the very first AFL-NFL Championship game, later, of course, known as Super Bowl I. It pits the Packers against the Chiefs from Arrowhead, and that should be a fun one. Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Newton. Quick slant. Caught by Moore. He's at the 40. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run.
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape because you know he's a heck of a player. But he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. He's got a 1st down and much more inside the 20. And down to the 19-yard line. And between the last 2 plays, they moved it over half the length of the football field.
DJ Moore went through some ups and downs his rookie season, but really came on strong late in the year. Finished with 55 catches, the most among Panthers not named Creed the True. WR1 for the Panthers.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. 2 yards, good enough for a 1st.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 3 yards is the gain that time, 2nd and goal.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Newton, and he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Greg Olsen, his 1st touchdown on the year, and the Panthers have taken the lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The 49ers offense making its way back out there. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. Garoppolo looks to throw. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So the big play gets them across midfield now for 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. Garoppolo now. Open man is Kendrick Bourne. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
Here we go.
Garoppolo, 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10. This one to Bourne out on the left side. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. A gain of 6 there on 1st. To throw again on 2nd down. Garoppolo. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through. So we've reached halftime here in a... Well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. To throw is Newton. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. 20! And he gets it down deep into San Francisco territory. A big play there for Carolina. 52 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
McCaffrey on the counter. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Just a couple there on the second down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on this.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
A good start to the drive. That's caught out on the left side. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, 49ers. Marquise Goodwin, an 80-yard touchdown. And once again, the 49ers are back out in front.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. This one taken just inside the 10. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Cam Newton getting ready to go again on offense. He's hoping to channel his first half play. They had the lead at halftime, was playing well. flip the script here in the third quarter a little bit.
I think he misses the Pee-wee days, you know, when you just got the orange slice at halftime, right? And remember, there weren't any real adjustments then, right? You weren't looking at some tape, right? You weren't looking at stuff off of the Surface tablets. You just went back out and played. Right now, maybe the adjustments have caught up to him.
And we'll see. Maybe he just needs a couple orange slices here for this drive. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now, 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a first down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
The throw over the middle taken in, and he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. And that last reception puts him over 150 yards now on the game, Charles.
And now it's not just execution. It's not just performance. It's a mental aspect that's going on. Because right now, he has kept the defense so much on their heels, got them looking at each other. Who's going to cover this guy, and what type of coverage can we put out there to try and slow him down?
This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. From the red zone now, Newton. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Curtis Samuel with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Panthers are once again going to retake the lead. That's an old-fashioned death march there, partner. Took them a lot of plays, but hey, they did the job.
And the defense always preaches getting off the field, making a play, and turning it back over to their own offense. Unable to do so. A long, sustained drive by the offense.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time, and he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it, and they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Tackle that time by Jarquiski Tartt.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A gain there of 21 yards.
That was a beautifully executed screen pass. Let the rushers get upfield. The blocking forms in front. Lofted it to the runner. And now, not only does he have open space in front of him, he's got an escort as well, and they pick up big yardage.
Newton now, perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. This is Newton off the play fake to McCaffrey. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just one target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him. Find him. Find him.
And the Niners get there and bring him down. Eric for him on the year. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And a nice gain of 21 yards. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. An ideal spot here to get a first down and try to run some more clock. And this is second and less than a yard. Back to the ground attack here. It's McCaffrey. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers add on to their lead. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Extra point try good by Gano. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Here's a first down throw that's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
17 more yards. They had 17 on the previous snap as well. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4. And his first carry, he loses the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids it. And he will find his receiver, Pettis, for a 49ers touchdown. Dante Pettis, his first touchdown on the year. And the 49ers are back within a score. So they get the score, partner. Game's not over, but they still need some help here.
Agreed. They definitely need some help, but they took care of the first part by scoring themselves.
There's certainly some importance to this one now. After the touchdown, they could get this down to a field goal with a 2-point conversion. They run it with Breida, but he will not get in here. He's stopped up short of the goal line, and this will remain a 5-point game. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. Running with the fullback, Alex Arma. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Trying to get to the outside. This is McCaffrey. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Newton to throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team. They know how to play off of each other so well. No matter how one riffs, the other's right there to pick them up, and they are shredding them in this ball game.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation,
and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Getting the sack, the 227-pound linebacker, Quan Alexander.
Exactly what they were looking for. They've been giving up yardage. They've been letting them drive right downfield, but they got a sack right there. How about that for a little bit of revenge?
The Panthers on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
So for Carolina, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the 49ers, they dipped to 2-5 now with the loss. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Glendale to take on the Cardinals. I'm Brandon Gaudin.